Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spring Boot series. In previous video, we have learned and implemented repository layer and connected our app to MySQL database. So, in today's video, we are adding two powerful features to our CRUD app, update and delete operations. We will also display all users in a neat HTML table with the action buttons on each row. Okay, so let's begin. So first of all we will come to our VS Code, and here first of all we need to create our methods for doing CRUD operations. In previous video we have done two and the remaining we will create today. So what are we doing today? So we are doing display users in a table on home page, add, edit and delete buttons for each user, and create a separate HTML form to update the user info, and also after updating or deleting redirect back to the user list. Okay, so let's begin. So first of all we will just create our methods. First method would be for deleting users, so public, it will not return anything because we are deleting the user. Delete user, and here it would take parameter as long and id of the user, and it will delete by using pre-built-in method of Spring Data JPA. So user repo dot delete by id, and we will pass it id, not delete all, delete by id. Yes, that's enough. Now we will make another method, public, and this method would be for getting the user from database, particular single user by its id. So here we will use optional, and it will be of type user, means it will store objects of the user model. Okay, and we will name this method get user by id, and it will also take parameter as long id. And here we will use built-in method, but first of all we will return it, user repo dot find by id, and here we will pass id. So that's it for our service layer. Now we will first of all create our templates. So we are using home template for our first display page at slash get mapping. So here we will update it. So here we will say title home page, and here we will give heading add user, new user, sorry. This form will be used for creating the new user. Here we will say header row, and now we will give one another heading of all the users. Here we will say tr, and in one row we will have tt. One row we will have one column, first column would be our id, but first of all we need to, for each row we will have iteration. So we will use th colon each, means for each equal to u will be our temporary variable for iterating in each iterator, and dollar we will iterate through our users list. Okay, so right now here we will print th colon text equal to dollar u dot id, and now in the same way we will print name also, and again we'll have action column. So here we'll say anchor tag edit. Here we need to say th colon href, and here we'll say go to the @ slash edit slash we say id. Here our id is a dynamic value and we need to specify the dynamic value, so we will be writing id equal to dollar u u dot id. Here we are specifying id equal to u dot id. When it will fetch the id, then it will pass to this url and the url will be created. Suppose we are at the first iteration and the we say id of the first user is 1. So at the first iteration in first row we click on edit button, then the url would be created as slash edit slash 1. In this way this logic would be work, and the same would be for our deleting. So here we are specifying delete and delete. Yep, I guess that's it. That's enough for this. So now we will come to our controller. Now first of all we need to create one another file or template named edit.html for editing our users. So here we will give one heading, say edit user, and we will create one form th colon action equal to @update, and here th colon object equal to dollar user, and method would be post. Yep, that's it. And we'll take input fields, type equal to text, and here would be th colon field equal to star and id, not id, name. And it would be same for id also, but its type would be hidden. Now remaining our submit button, type equal to submit, we say edit or update. Yep, that's it. And okay, so that's enough for edit.html. Now we'll come to our controller and we will create mappings we have specified in our home.html. These two mappings, slash edit and slash delete. So let us create them. So here it would be @get mapping slash delete slash id, and public string delete user, and it would take as @path variable, and we'll say long id. So guys, you are thinking that why aren't we using model attribute and taking directly object of the user so we can delete the user? But guys, you know what, we just need id. So why we will take the whole object? So we are only taking id using our path. So that's why we are using path variable to take variables or values from our url. So let us continue. Here user service dot delete user id, and it will return redirect to home, or we can say slash will say post mapping, because when we will click on our edit button, here update button, it will call update slash update with post. so we need to handle this. So for handling it, we will say @post mapping and for slash edit, not edit, update, and public string update user. So guys, when we click on here, we just need to take all this information which we need to update. So we have user object of the user, so we need to just take this in our controller. So we will use model attribute and say user and user. Once we fetch it here, then we will pass it to directly to our repository layer to save it. So user service dot save. So for updating, there is no other method, we just need to use the same method as save. Okay, so I guess that's enough, and we'll return redirect slash. Okay, that's enough. Now, okay, yes, and now one remaining for editing. So again we'll say @get mapping, and for our edit slash id slash edit slash id, here public string edit user, and we'll say path variable because we are taking value from path, and we are taking long integer, sorry, not integer, long id. Yes, and here we will say user service dot get user by id and id. And you know guys, our this method get user by id is returning optional. So optional has a built-in method which is named dot if present. So it will check if the particular id user is present or not. If it is present, then it will be passed to our user, passed to our HTML page using model attribute. Model dot, oh, we need to specify here model dot add attribute, and here we will pass the particular user which is faced by this method, and we'll pass user. That's it. And here return, we'll pass it to the edit. Okay, so you guys got my point or logic. First of all, when we click on the edit button in our home.html, then it will fetch, suppose we need to, our URL is like that, edit slash 1. So when we hit on this URL, then it will pass to our controller, and here the ID would be 1. So our user service layer will fetch our ID with ID 1, and if the ID of username 1 is present, so it will be passed to our HTML page, and which HTML page? To our edit.html. In edit.html, it is taking the user object. So if our user is present, then in edit.html, all the details of the user with user ID, or we say ID 1, will be shown here. Okay, so that's our logic. Let us check our app is working fine or not, because everything is done. And now let's just refresh it. So guys, you guys are thinking that all users, and here no user is listed, but if we check in our database, there are users records in our database. See here, but they aren't showing up here. You know guys why it is? Because at slash we haven't passed our list, so we will say model dot add attribute and we'll say users, and we will pass user service dot get all users, because all users is returning our list of all the users. So now let's just check if it is showing or not. Let the app refresh. Okay, what's the issue? Oh, the U is capital guys, so we need to make it small, and we will just check if it is done. Yes, and all the users are listing here. So suppose we click on here edit button and we say not Sahil, it would be Sa update. So guys, you can see here it is updated, and suppose we need to delete it, so it's deleted guys. And if we want, we can also print age. So we will come to our home.html and we'll say again one another td, and we'll say th colon text equal to dollar u dot age. Let's say if it's work or not. Yes, and it's working. So suppose if we edit Sunita and sorry, we need to update this also, edit.html, and here we say age number. Let's see. Yes, and suppose here we say 25 and update. So guys, here you can see it's updated. Yes guys, and so in today's video we have learned to update and delete functionality, and improved UI with dynamic table, and separate edit.html for clear UX, and also use data JPA save and delete by ID methods. Okay, if this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more Spring Boot videos. In the next episode we will go one step further. Okay, so that's all for the today's video.